My name is Joshua Lauretig. I'm the second oboist with the Buffalo Philharmonic, and my great-grandparents saved this week's composer Alexander Zemlinsky from the Nazis in World War II. Alexander Zemlinsky was a very prominent musician in Germany in between the world wars. He was a very prominent conductor, very prominent composer. He led symphonies and operas, you name it. He was one of the most prominent figures in Germany. And in his musical career, he met my great-grandmother, Clara Quarton, who was a fairly prominent soprano. She worked closely with Arnold Schoenberg and Anton Webern, contributing in world premieres of song cycles and operas that they wrote. And through those connections, she met Alexander Zemlinsky and established a professional and later friendly relationship with him. But when she met my great-grandfather, Asa Friedman, she retired from singing and moved to New York City to live with him, where he had a practice as a radiologist. 10 years later, late 30s, the Nazis started doing their thing, and they weren't too keen on Jews holding prominent positions in the arts and music. So Alexander Zemlinsky, himself being Jewish and his wife being Jewish, tried to flee, but only made it so far as Hungary, which was also experiencing anti-Semitic fascism as well. So he wrote to a number of friends and colleagues overseas, desperately asking for help to get out of the country, asking for visas, asking for them to write to see if he could get refugee status anywhere. And the only person that was able to help was my great-grandmother, Clara. So she spoke with her husband, Asa, and he decided to write to the State Department on his behalf. I have a quote of the telegram he wrote. He said, "Professor Zemlinsky is an outstanding musical composer and conductor, formerly director of the Opera House in Prague and Berlin, a composer of many operas, and a teacher of many of today's outstanding musicians. Professor Zemlinsky and his wife are independently wealthy in Europe, but inasmuch as Mrs. Zamalinsky is Jewish, they are probably suffering still more because of their wealth." I think it was very shrewd that he didn't mention Alexander Zemlinsky was Jewish, because at the time, the United States was not accepting Jewish refugees from Germany. So that may have contributed to the success of him getting the visa papers he needed. So he got the visa and he came to the United States. My grandmother, who passed away this past December, told me stories of when she was a young child. She would come home and there would be a new batch of immigrant Jewish musicians playing chamber music in her living room. And I have to imagine one of those times was Alexander Zemlinsky, and it's very possible he was playing the music that we're going to be playing this weekend. So if you would like to hear Alexander Zemlinsky's The Mermaid, we're playing it 2 times this weekend, Saturday at 7:30 p.m. and Sunday at 2:30 p.m. I hope you can make it to the concert.